Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. It's about 10:30, November 20th, Wednesday, about 36 degrees. That one says 38. And what are my batteries doing? Oh, look at that, my batteries are all charged up. Gotta love solar energy. Hey, 200 cigarettes. I shouldn't be doing this, I got a lot of work to do, but I must like you or something. I went through the Horde, and I have an engine that I'm rebuilding downstairs. Well, it turns out I turned another engine into a parts engine, so I had a few spare things. And let me show you what I got. As you were kind of showing me stuff, I don't think you had one of these. This goes up on the cam, you know, up in the head. So you need one of these, definitely. One thing that I didn't have, and I checked several places, you see that little pin thing right there? That little hole? You need a pin that actually locks these two things together. See, I don't know, could you see that right there, that hole where those two slide together? Well, there's a pin thing that goes there. I went all through the basement, could not find that pin thing. I also to put the cam in the head, right? And this goes like this. Obviously there's space in the back. I didn't notice if you had one of these. Right? That's got to go in there. So I didn't notice if you had one, so you threw one in. I know you have a cam, I know you have a head, so you don't need that. Once again, I threw this in. Engine has two of these. One of these goes on top of the jug. These two things slide into the jug, and another one, a longer one, kind of goes from this side here, and it bolts. There's a bolt that goes through here, and it comes up, and it goes up into the head, and it attaches right there. Right there. I don't have one of those, which is scary because I actually have an engine I need to put together downstairs, and I don't have one of those. So I had two of these, and they're completely different. They're longer, right, and they have bolt holes on both tops. So given that I have two, I'll throw this one in for you. And I'm really scratching my head why I have two of these, but none of those, because I can't put the engine together without at least one of those. So I got to dig that up. I threw this in. It looks like it's in pretty decent shape. I think that'll hold you a while. I got a Hall effect for you. The end's cut off, but this thing ran, so I know this is a good Hall effect. Hopefully from hanging around it didn't get into trouble, but it ran, and I got a cover for you. So I'll get this stuff. I'm going to put it in this little black case, and I'll get the stuff in the mail. The engine, the two engines that I was fooling around with downstairs as rebuild candidates did not. One was a 200E and another one was a 200ES. So they have a different flywheel bolt. So I wasn't able to help you out with there's a washer and a flywheel bolt that go here. Sorry, I went through the Horde and I went through the cabinet here, and I couldn't find a spare bolt. Sorry about that. I would have thrown that in. So there's a few details you need to find. You'll probably be spending a little more time on eBay. That's probably the best thing for you to do. Actually, what I'd be doing is I'd be scanning the hell out of the papers, because if you found a completely seized engine, completely destroyed, seized engine, everything you need would be in that, and it would still be good, right? Just because they ran it out of oil, or they hydroed it, they took it into a stream and took it underwater, and while the engine was running, it tried to compress stream water, which typically completely destroys them. Even if that happened to it, obviously a bunch of the loose screws, nuts, bolts, all that crap, you need it. Occasionally people sell, typically they're $9.99, $14.99, or $19.99, occasionally $24.99, just a pile of bolts or a pile of stuff from when they tore apart an engine. A lot of guys who part these engines out, they sell the head and they sell the bottom end, but to get the last little bit of gravy, they'll take all the nuts and bolts between the bottom end and the head and put them into a pile and sell them. So that might help you out too. Get the last few little pieces that you need. I got to get this in the mail, and it's going to take me a few days to do that. Tomorrow I have to go down to New York City. It's big journey for us hillbillies. I have to go down to New York for a doctor's appointment for some pending surgery. So got to go see an expert, right? So anyway, that's gonna kind of rope me up for tomorrow, and then depending on the outcome, tests, X-rays, MRIs, all the torture the doctor wants to put me through. It might take me a few days to get back to this. So hopefully I'll get them packaged up over the weekend and get this stuff in the mail for Monday. That would be my goal, to get all the stuff in the mail for Monday. So there's your engine and your food container full of spare parts there. From what I showed you, I mean, you're going to get everything in this container that I showed you, and you're going to get the engine. So as near as I could tell, what you still need there, 200 cigarettes, you need a bolt and a washer, right? You need, I think you have the stuff to tighten the timing chain up. I think it looked good, but you need the two choochers. These guys, this guy sits like this, right? And there's another one that bolts through here and bolts up in the head like I showed you. Let's get the head all oriented. Bolts through here and bolts down in here, the long one. So you need that guy, and you need the little pin thing right between this and that. You could probably fake that yourself. It kind of looks like an 8-penny nail, but don't let it get loose, right? I mean, if it's loose in your oil pan, as a matter of fact, if you take apart the engine that you have, you might find this little pin thing that you go, what the hell is that? Well, or maybe it's still on your cam. Maybe it's not lost. I know the two cams I looked at downstairs, neither one of them was wearing one, which is kind of a pain in the ass, because now I'm going to have to fake one myself. And other than that, I think you more or less got everything else to put the engine together. To ward off evil spirits, I mean, I think this timing chain is okay. I don't want to drop your stuff on the floor and lose it. The way you tell if a timing chain or any chain is any good, I mean, you guys all probably know this, but what you do is you wrap it around and you look for bags, right? So And I actually don't see any bags here. So, and it really feels pretty tight. So maybe this timing chain's, maybe you will go with that timing chain and combo. Maybe that's fine. But the only scary thing about if you don't do a timing chain, and you're racing a pug on the straightaway, and you wind the hell out of second gear, just before you come into the turn, and as you're easing off, you don't want to hear that clangety bang bang, because that means you just toasted a second engine. So I'm while you were fooling around with things, by the way, I don't have a spare head, but take a quick look at your valves, make sure they're okay, because occasionally when they break a timing chain like yours did, the valves get all smashy here. Shoot, I got so many projects going on all at the same time that I'm not seeing. I had a head where the piston actually came up and smashed the valve, and I took the valve out, and you could see the guide is actually cracked. So hopefully you don't have one of those. Make sure you take a quick look at your valves. Also, make sure you're all kosher here, right? You don't want to drop a valve and get into trouble. Okay, 12 minutes of me babbling. So this stuff is on its way. Will be on its way hopefully Monday. So this is going off to Mechanic Man, and I got to go cut the head off the string trimmer for Wally. All right, folks, take care. Live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you for the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember, tires down, handlebars up, and I look forward to seeing another ATC 200 out running. That'll be fun. If I ever get the 600 miles up to Inwood, I'll have to take it for a ride, see how well you guys did putting it together. Guys, take care now. And we'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. By the way, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Also, for all my new subscribers, that's really nice. It looks like I picked up 50 subscribers or so in the last 24 hours. So that's really amazing. Take care, folks.